Great. Welcome everyone to our short webinar for Accessibility Plus on showcasing heading structure in Moodle ISU. My name is Mark Cooper, and joining me today are Kimberly Tompkinson, Sasha Johnson, Lisa Kidder, and Alicia Ward. So what are headings in Moodle ISU? The headers are found in it's called an Addo editor in Moodle ISU activities and resources. And all Addo editors have the option to place headers in your online text. In Moodle ISU, there are three types of headings: large, medium, and small. Your online content in your course should be organized using a heading hierarchy, which Sasha will talk about a little bit later. But first, I'm going to turn it over to Kim, and she's going to talk about why you should use headers in your online content.
Thanks, Mark. So why are headings important? First of all, they help readers get a sense of a page's organization and structure. Headings are presented as larger and more distinct than surrounding text. They call out information and they allow a reader to detect the sections or subjects that are covered on the page. They do that by guiding the eye around the page. This helps visual learners quickly scan and decipher what's on a page for efficient navigation. And when correctly applied, headings can provide the same type of navigation for individuals with visual impairments. So headings allow assistive technologies to navigate through a page according to how those headings are set. Without heading markup, those who use assistive technologies are not able to skip through irrelevant content and navigate the page effectively. Some users will have to wade line by line through a page with missing or improper section headings. For example, screen reader users can navigate a page according to its headings, listen to a list of all headings, and skip to a desired heading to begin reading at that point. Screen reader users can use headings to skip the repeated blocks of content like headers, menus, and sidebars. Next, Sasha is going to explain how this works in Moodle ISU.
So as Mark mentioned, anywhere that you have a Moodle ISU editor toolbar, that Addo editor, you can add headings. The first step is going to be to type your text or your content in the text field, and then you will highlight that text that you want to format as a heading, and then click on the A button in the Addo editor toolbar to open the submenu and select the heading level that you want for that text. It is important to know the heading level, as was mentioned, that each activity or resource in Moodle ISU starts with so that you can use the next level heading. Empty or skipped headings can create barriers for learners who use assistive technology to access Moodle ISU content. But how do you know which heading level you need to use? The hierarchy is critical, so you need to know the heading level that each activity starts with, and you can determine the level of existing Moodle ISU text by inspecting it. So what you would do is select the text on the page that you want to inspect and open the context menu. This menu shown here that says Lookup Headings Example, at the very top of it is the context menu. It is usually opened using right-click on Windows or control-click on Mac, but Windows keyboards also have a key, a menu key that's located between the Control and Windows keys under the Shift key on the right side of your keyboard. Once you've clicked Inspect, you will locate the heading tag. So this H2 that is highlighted here is a tag for a heading 2. So this particular text that we inspected is formatted as a level 2 heading. So the next heading you would use would be a level 3 heading, which is the large heading in the Moodle ISU Addo editor. The titles of resources and activities in Moodle ISU are always going to have specific heading levels. For example, here we can see part of a course main page, and the section names are going to be level 3 headings, so H3. Some other common activities and resources within Moodle ISU are the book, page, and lesson. So this is an example of a book. So we can see in the table of contents that we're on the Health, Safety, and Campus subchapter. So the book name, syllabus and course overview, is the first heading level, which is level 2. Then the next heading level is heading 3, and that's the chapter title. And then the subchapter title is going to be heading 4. So when you're creating a chapter in a Moodle ISU book, you're going to want to start with heading 4, which is the medium, But if you're creating a subchapter, you want to start with heading 5, which is the small heading, to have that hierarchy the way it should be. So the next example is a page, and the page title has a heading 2. So your top heading level of the content that you're creating is going to start with heading 3. And the last example here is lesson title and the lesson content page title. So the lesson title here is acid-base lesson, and that's always going to be a level 2 heading. And then the instructions would be a content page within the lesson, and it's going to start with a level 3 heading. So the top level of each page you create or question page you create in a lesson is going to start with a heading 4, which is the medium. So just to recap, there are 3 heading levels in the Moodle ISU Auto Editor. And we can see here we have heading large, which corresponds to heading level 3. Then we have heading medium, which corresponds to heading level 4. And then heading small is going to create a level 5 heading.
Okay, so if you run into questions later on, or you just want to take some time in the future to come back to this information, we have put together several different resources. You can scan the QR code on the slide, and it will take you to a slide that has these different resources linked to it. So we have our knowledge base of Tiger Tracks articles that includes all of our written documentation with step-by-step guides and things like that for really anything in Moodle, but we have some specific to the Accessibility Plus Toolkit. And there's an article, like Sasha mentioned, specific to heading structure. We also have the ITRC video library, where we include any video that we create.
We are the Instructional Technology Resource Center. We basically are the Moodle people. We help with the integration and the intersection of technology and teaching. So feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help and support you so that you can provide the best education for ISU students. Feel free to give us a call. Our extension is 5880. You can also make an appointment with anybody. We are located in the basement of the library on the Pocatello campus, and we're willing to meet with you in person, via Zoom, on the phone, and any of those modalities.